Hello and welcome back, beautiful Geminis. Gemini, thank you for all your generosity. Thank you for your views, guys. Um, Gemini, I hope you're all doing amazing. There's some unfinished business here with somebody. Even though you're rebuilding here, you're mending, you've released something. You could be thinking this is a blessing. You could be thinking this has been a blessing. Okay, it may have affected your self-esteem, but your purpose is service. So somebody could have like you may have felt like you failed or someone failed you. I don't know, but it could be a blessing in disguise because it's putting you on your purpose. So there, you know what I mean? Like it's taken the good with the bad here. It may have turned out to be a blessing for you. Let's go, Gemini. I don't know what's going on here. We've got a King of Pentacles judgment, and we have some kind of karma or some kind of change. Somebody could have been in their ego or did something out of their ego. It's led them to a burden. I don't know. We've got two different feminines here. Somebody could have been interfering. There's a lot of worry here. Indecision. So somebody had to make a decision what path to choose. Either they choose this Queen of Pentacles, who they thought was going to be Treasure Island, or they choose an Empress. There's an unfinished business with a soulmate here. They could have blamed their soulmate. I don't know. It's like they could have blamed. Hmm, okay, it's like somebody put the onus on the Empress, of course. Somebody blamed the Empress for the failure of the relationship, but it was their own doing. They're they self-sabotaged by juggling. That's the truth. So they may have given an offer to someone who was very unhealthy. They may have given an offer to a karmic. looking like they were thinking that this was going to be a wish fulfillment, or they were thinking that this was going to be some kind of treasure island, but it's not. It's like, yep. So they cut out their soulmate. They did for a karmic twin. Wow. There's some manipulation here. Somebody manipulated an ending. So it's like they could have blamed the Empress here. They could have put the blame on the Empress, but they self sabotaged by involving a third party, by involving a karmic twin. This person could have thought, this is my twin flame, which is why I hate twin flames stories. Like, I really don't like twin flame soulmate stuff, but I mean, it's part of tarot, I guess, and it's part of the read. But that's why I don't like, I sort of believe in kindred spirits, okay? People you're meant to cross paths with, and they can stay in your life for a reason or a season or forever. Um, I really don't believe in twin flames. I'm sorry, I don't. Like, they can exist, they're incredibly rare. Um, in my opinion, anyway. These are kindred souls, kindred spirits that you may have crossed paths with in another life. They seem familiar to you in this life, but that doesn't mean that all kindred spirits that you cross paths with are healthy for you. Um, because you have that sense of familiarity that you've known them for a long time, there's a strong attraction, there's this incredible pull toward that person, but it could be for a lesson. So I'm pretty cautious when I talk about soulmates and twin flames because there's a lot of deception out there. Like, you can have a strong attraction to somebody without them being um, healthy for you. I'm just saying, at the beginning, they seem familiar. They're like, I know this person. Feelings of deja vu, and like, I feel like I've known this person my whole life. I knew the moment I looked into your eyes, we've known each other before, and all that. Well, you may have. That doesn't mean it turned out good in the last life, and it doesn't mean it's going to turn out good in this life. And on the contrary, it can work the other way as well. So, someone was under the belief that, okay, I've met my twin flame, I've met my match, I've met my soulmate, but they're karmic in nature. And that's why it's so deceiving. I like to judge people with discernment. Now, I used to think the same thing sometimes when I met people, certain people. Like, I had a familiarity with some people and had deja vu with some people and a strong connection with people, and other connections have stronger connections or stronger feelings, but not all of them are good for you. And this person crossed paths with somebody who is not good for them. They may have thought, this is my twin, this is my soulmate. Yeah, it could be a past life soulmate where you learned the lesson in a last life, and then you feel that same attraction again in this life, and you cross paths with them, and they're like, when the reality sets in, oh yeah, you. I knew there was a reason I passed you up in a last life. That's why it gets very complex and it can be dangerous as well. Like you can feel your children on a soul level. You can feel your parents on a soul level. You can feel your animals on a soul level. You can feel people on a soul level. That doesn't make them healthy for you. Now, someone thought that. Someone thought, oh my God, this is my twin flame. This is my. It's a dead ender. It was meant to be a dead end. It wasn't meant to be relived. It wasn't meant to be replayed. It was a lesson. It was a lie. It was an imagination. I told you it was a lesson in love. It was a love lesson. And maybe it's like I said, not all these soulmate connections are good for us. I'm just being real. So I think the main message is Spirit wants you to know you've got to really trust your instincts and you've got to really trust your intuition because it could have been this person could have left you drained. You could have felt absolutely no energy, exhausted, drained all the time and not understanding why. Someone's thinking this is my wish fulfillment. I'm so attracted. I'm so happy. This is it, but it's a lie. Someone's living a lie. It's like it's a lie. It's in their imagination. It's deceptive. We got to watch this labeling of soulmates and labeling of twin flames. That's the danger of believing this because, yes, we encounter people that we have a strong attraction to, like an amazing chemistry with. And it can be highly intense and highly sexual, the same as a twin flame, like so amazing chemistry and very sexual, okay? But that's the lure. There are karmic soulmates and there are lessons, and we've got to know the difference and the distinction between the two. Like I said, you can have a strong pull or a strong chemistry with someone. that doesn't mean you're meant to be with them. It's like the universe invites you. Now, do you want to repeat a lesson with this person again in this life? Or did you learn your lesson and you can move forward? Yeah, well, what they thought was bliss is turning into a tower. You know what I mean? It's a lesson. So somebody might be sitting there going, how do I know the difference between the two? Well, it takes time to get to know a person. And like usually these connections, they start out so intense, like instant attraction, instant chemistry, instant, like, but it's usually based on sexual energy. That's false. That's a false flame. Whereas a normal soulmate connection, it's also intense, but sometimes these karmic soulmates or lessons can feel like a twin flame or a soulmate connection because of the intensity. But when, like, it's that familiarity, like, I know this person from the past. When I look into their eyes, like, I know that person. And it's intense, like your eyes lock and you know that person. And you seem comfortable and familiar. But someone got tricked here into repeating a lesson. It's a lesson. And they may have given up their intended soulmate for this strong, strong attraction to somebody. But when it starts fast, it fizzles out. When it starts fast, fast paced, talking all the time, let's go, having sex right away, not developing, um, once you have the sexual relationship, it's hard to not like fall in love with the person, or it's hard to your feelings get involved, right? Like you start feeling this love, but is it lust or is it love? Is it chemistry? Is it what is it? And differentiating between the two. It's really hard sometimes because you can't get them off their mind. And quite often, karmic connections are even more intense to break away from than a true love. You know what I mean? Because you keep feeling this pull, it keeps pulling you back in, keeps. And then the danger of labeling it, I guess, what Spirit's saying here, the danger of labeling it, we get into this, oh, that's my twin flame. Oh, that's my soulmate. So, like, I get drawn back in because it's my soulmate, or I get drawn back in because I'm meant to be with this person, and instead of seeing the reality of the situation. It's intense, there's no question about it, but it's a lesson. This person is a lesson. And it's like, it could have been severed. So, in essence, it's a blessing in disguise, you know? There's a blessing in disguise here. You've developed a strong intuition, strong instincts, and learning to trust your gut feeling. Like, if it seems off, it's off. That's that loving heart. That's that empathy. That's that wanting, you know. It's also a thing as independence. This is a blessing in disguise. Hmm. And it's looking like someone is regretting making a choice on a karmic soulmate or a karmic twin situation. That's what they were believing. That was what they were imagining. This is my soulmate. This is my twin flame. I have to deal with this. I have to stay. And what it can do is keep you stuck in a belief system like where the relationship is unhealthy. If the relationship is unhealthy, then it is that thought process. I gotta stay because this is my partner. This is my lifelong partner. This is my twin flame or my soulmate. When in essence, it's a lesson. And sometimes our souls will bring us back to that person to complete that lesson or to finish off that lesson or to learn. If our soul didn't learn, we'll be put back to encounter that person again. But it doesn't means that somebody's soul may have had to go through a lesson again. You know what I'm saying? So be careful when we are labeling. It's what it's about. Be careful. Because, like, a karmic twin will be one of the hardest lessons you will ever endure because they're hard to get out of. They're harder to get out of than like a regular soulmate connection that's that continual urge and pull. It draws you back in because of the insane chemistry. That's what it's telling you. Be careful. Choose wisely.